Thanks for joining us. Good afternoon to our viewers here, and thanks for tuning in to another great podcast edition, this time of Executive Corner Expert Talk here on Kalkine TV. Today, we're fortunate enough to be joined by Tom Kaska, CEO and founder of Aerologics, Australia's #1 drone network and aerial imaging solutions provider. Welcome to the podcast, Tom. It's great to have you on.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks very much.
Thanks for joining us today. And first of all, I'd just like to share with our audience that Aerologics has done some incredible work enabling drone missions in the Australian airspace for all of their clients. And it's certainly a very exciting space to be in with the evolving technology. So congratulations on all your success thus far.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it's been a super exciting road, and I'm really looking forward to this podcast, and I hope that listeners can get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I can imagine so. It's been very exciting for you. A lot of developments there. But first of all, could you tell us a bit about the technology that Aerologics is equipped with and all of its applications?
Yeah, sure. So Aerologics has essentially built an Uber for drones, or like what we would like to call a market network. So we've built iOS and Android apps and a flight navigation system. We've currently got about 6,000 drone pilots in the network within Australia, and we conduct missions all over Australia. So with the apps are available on the App Store. We've also linked into the Civil Aviation Safety Authority Digital Sky Network. So we've integrated all the airspace rules and regulations, so our drone pilots get all the updated regulations of where they can fly and where they can't fly. And then on the client end, we've built a enterprise portal. So essentially, we're crowdsourcing the drone pilots, and we're utilising their skills and drone technology to capture data, and then we deliver this back to our clients in a timely manner.
That's excellent. You mentioned that you have around 6,000 drone pilots, was it?
That's correct, yes, 6,000. So we've had a rapid uptake in the last few months with a big initiative, doing a big program with the Australian government, and that's been fantastic. So, and like I said, the app's free on the App Store, so people can download it for free in both iOS and Android, and it's free to sign up and receive missions and get paid to go and fly their drones around.
That's excellent. Sounds like a very, very exciting role as well. What kind of experience would you say is required for this role?
Look, if you're thinking about getting into the drone space, you don't need a whole lot of experience. We cater, from people who are just basically doing photography in the weekend, all the way up to people with more expertise in flying more complex missions. So if you want to get into it, all you need is an aviation reference number. You log on to the CASA website, and you can purchase a low-cost consumer drone, download our app and sign up, and then join the network and get pinged missions and get paid to fly.
Well, that's incredible. It sounds like you're definitely doing something right there with hiring. You've got 6,000 already. It's quite a lot under the belt. So great to hear. It's obviously very tempting for them to get into that space. Now,
yeah, thank you.
I understand as well that the data that is accumulated is transformed into detailed 3D maps, models, and high-resolution images.
Yeah, that's right. So we've built some technology in the back end that interprets the data. So if the drone pilot goes out and flies around a telecommunication tower, for example, a building, or a bridge, or a wind turbine, then we've built the technology in-house using artificial intelligence and machine learning to interpret the actual digital photographs and 3D models. And we then turn this into a report for our customers, so they can identify in a timely manner any defects on their assets, any cracks, rust, corrosion, or anything else that might be going on, which can, degrade the asset value or halt the operation. So I've done some really big projects for even offshore banks and things all over the world who are looking to purchase large asset portfolios in Australia. And especially during COVID, we've been a really good option to utilise this huge drone pilot network, essentially crowdsource the data, and then use our powerful software in the back end to interpret the results and get it back to them. So it's been working out really well.
And that's absolutely incredible. So it sounds like, as you're describing, the technology is incorporated with AI for that analysis.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got 20 software engineers and some expert data scientists, AI experts, machine learning experts have been with us for the last couple of years. So working really hard on understanding our data sets and building really strong, AI engines in the back end to be able to interpret and utilize the data sets and then make them, very usable and useful for our client base. So that's been an very exciting part of the business. I love working with the software engineers and design engineers. We're always coming up with something new and then really being able to utilize, digital technology and smartphone technology and the computing power, especially of 5G now, has made a huge difference to help us move forward really fast.
Yeah, it sounds like that's all come together to make your operations rather efficient.
Yeah, that's right. So if you look at the other business models like Airbnb, Menulog, and the Ubers of the world, we operate in a similar fashion. So we've got a very low OPEX. So we don't actually own any drones, maybe a couple for research and development purposes. And then we can empower people who have these drones anyway in the community. And then what that means on the tail end of that is our clients end up getting a really good deal. For example, if there's a big power outage in the middle of nowhere, we can access a drone pilot, geolocate them, dispatch them really fast. Then it saves them a lot of time and money and having to send a crew interstate. During COVID, this was impossible. And so our drone pilot network got heavily utilised, and then empowering that with an AI engine has been it's been a really good solution.
Absolutely. I mean, just speaking about COVID, obviously drone technology has played a massive role in aiding in a lot of areas that we needed during that time, particularly the transportation of medical supplies, spraying of disinfectant in public areas, even surveillance as well. Could you touch a bit about the aspects that you've seen most utilized with your technology over the COVID pandemic period?
Sure. So a lot of projects we were directly involved in were mainly around asset inspections, just low touch remote sensing aspect of using drones, So we could fly into communities in different areas, capture data, and get it back via the internet. That's what we were directly involved with. Many companies. There's another company called Wingcopter out of the United States who did some incredible work through Indonesia, delivering COVID vaccines throughout the islands to remote communities. So essentially replacing helicopter networks. Once again, drone essentially being a robot, low touch remote sensing, then there's a minimal risk of transmitting the virus through these different communities. So I think they did a few 100,000 flights and delivered millions of vaccines over the 12 months of the pandemic through Asia. So it really put the drone technology in the spotlight. I think a lot of governing bodies around the world had a very good look at it, and that's sort of formed the basis of many new regulatory and compliance initiatives, especially by the Australian government, on how to utilise this technology better for the future off the back end of COVID.
Absolutely. And speaking on those regulations there, do you think there is anything that governments themselves or those related entities can do to boost drone application?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the Australian government's got a emerging technologies innovation grant available at the moment. It's up to $36 million, and it's specifically around using drones and electronic vertical takeoff and landing aircraft in remote communities in Australia to increase supply chains, to deliver medicine, vaccines, land management, things like that. So, and I know a lot of other governing bodies around the world are doing similar things. In California, for example, they're utilising 5G. They're allowing deliveries across cities. They're allowing drones to fly over people and things like that. Now, this was completely banned only 12 months ago. Now things are really starting to open up. So there's multiple things at play here. You've got a rapid increase in technology, and you've got companies investing billions of dollars into this space as well, coupled with much better satellite coverage. So you're getting much better GPS positioning, and also 5G technology, which can help with automation of flight, low redundancy, and you can move data around a lot more efficiently. So there's a combination of things happening. COVID really put this in the spotlight, And I think a lot of the big governing bodies around the world saw the real world applications, and they're getting on board, which is fantastic.
That is fantastic, and that's really great to hear as well. Has the advent of 5G also been effective in Aerologix's operations as well?
Yeah, it's interesting. We do a lot of aerial surveys for the companies setting up 5G. So we're doing geospatial work on telecom towers, buildings, bridges, etc., to figure out where they actually put the 5G antennas, and then we're also utilising it for transmission of data as well. So we're dealing with gigabytes and even terabytes of data every day, and having a 5G hotspot, be able to upload and download data really fast and cost effectively has made a huge difference to us. And we also use it for our automated flight solutions as well. So with 5G, you get much lower redundancy and lower latency in terms of, communicating with the drone. So it just means that it can fly more precisely around objects and things like that while staying connected.
Right, it's really great to hear. It sounds like it's really as well boosted that hands-off approach that's just so effective in terms of drone work, and it's obviously a very big factor when it comes to companies choosing drone applications for the things they need. And you did mention that you primarily work in the inspection of assets for those looking to purchase particular assets. But are there any other sectors that you can expect to see Aerologix expanding to in the near term, do you think?
Yeah, look, absolutely. We'll be targeting construction, commercial real estate, insurance, property, solar inspections, wind farm inspections. It's going to be a very target for us. We've got a great solution ready for that. Also, we're going to be looking at doing deliveries as well. Once again, utilising the drone pilot network and doing point-to-point deliveries, not of pizzas, maybe one day, but of pharmaceuticals and vaccines and bloods. So we're in the process. I can't say anything just yet, but with a big company out of Europe to set up delivery networks of medical supplies within and throughout Australia. So that's a really exciting application. I think that will really be a game changer. I personally worked as a pilot many years ago, and I did medevac transport of organs across Australia. And there's so many remote communities and people who are disadvantaged, and they don't get blood in time, or they don't get an organ in time, or even a vaccine in time. If we can utilise drone technology and all these other amazing technologies that are coming on board, then there's an opportunity to make a real difference and real change. So that really excites me and everyone at Aerologix, and we're very excited about the next few years.
That's incredible to hear. It's definitely a very important and very lucrative space that you have yourselves in. And you mentioned as well about the sustainable energy sector, which it seems like you've got your eye on. Can we expect to see that in the coming few years?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, the Australian government's made a lot of grants available and put a lot of other initiatives in place to help renewable energy companies develop their technology and their wind and solar farms, to offset carbon and all that sort of good stuff. So there'll be, I think, a huge increase in wind farms throughout Australia over the next few years and throughout the world, and they'll all need inspecting. So the drone technology can help inspect them, keep the uptime, keep them running smoothly, keep their operations running smoothly, and provide more power back to the grid. And drones being more or less having a low carbon footprint, they're once again a great solution to perform these inspections. So yeah, I mean it's an exciting space, and I think that drone technology can really help propel all these other big sectors of infrastructure and especially renewables. There'll be some great projects there.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you've got your work cut out for you there, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've just finished a substantial capital raise. which will probably be in the press in a month or so, which is exciting. So we're employing lots of people at the moment. We've got a team of 30 full-time staff now, and we'll be employing more people in Australia and offshore. So it's an exciting space to be in, but if you're a drone pilot out there looking to get involved, we've got some other really big partnership announcements coming up soon that are really, really exciting to the everyday drone pilot. So even if you have a $500 drone from JB Hi-Fi, you can definitely get involved. So you'll be hearing about that soon.
That's amazing. It sounds very exciting indeed. It sounds like we're going to see a lot from Aerologics in the coming few years as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Tom, it's been great chatting with you. Great having you on the podcast today. And it's been excellent to hear all your insights.
No problem at all. Love chatting. Thanks very much. And I hope all the listeners out there learn something. And cheers for having me on.
Definitely. And thanks to our listeners as well. You can catch this interview on YouTube, where it'll be uploaded in podcast form. This was Tom Kaska, the CEO and founder of Aerologics, an incredible company doing some incredible work. Thanks once again, Tom.
No problem. Thanks.